Aloha and welcome to this experience called Hello JavaScript. This is really simple, but it is important, I think, to just see someone walk through the steps of creating a very simple JavaScript project in IntelliJ IDEA if you've never done it before. Now, the thing you have to note about JavaScript, which is a little different from something like Java or C++, where you're compiling down to machine code, native machine code, is where is JavaScript going to execute and how does that actually work? And because of JavaScript's roots as a browser scripting language, all modern browsers have a little JavaScript interpreter inside them. And since most JavaScript programs are actually browser-based programs, it kind of makes sense that you want to test out your JavaScript inside a browser to see how that executes and interacts with HTML if you're manipulating the DOM. There is an alternative to that. You can install a package called Node, which enables you, it's kind of like a JVM for JavaScript, which enables you to, on the desktop, kind of run a JavaScript program. That's becoming very popular. In fact, you'll be installing Node this semester and using it in certain ways. But for right now, the simplest thing we want to do is be able to create JavaScript within IntelliJ and execute it and see what happens. So how do we do that? Well, what we're going to do to see that, we'll create an IntelliJ project called Hello JavaScript. We're going to create two files, Hello JavaScript.js and Hello JavaScript.html. Inside the HTML file, we'll have a script tag to load the JavaScript. And all that JavaScript file is going to do is write something out to the console, Hello JavaScript. Okay, and then I'll show you the little trick in IntelliJ which enables you to preview the contents of the HTML file in Chrome, which means since the script tag is part of the HTML, it's going to run that JavaScript, and then if you check the console in the the preview that appears in Chrome, then you'll see the result of executing the JavaScript within Chrome's JavaScript development environment. And then we'll just make a little change so you can see how iterative development works. Okay, makes sense? I hope it does. So let's start. Here we are in IntelliJ. We're going to create a new project. When you're creating new projects for JavaScript, create a static web project. That's the right one. There's a bunch of other stuff here, but just do static web. And then we'll put it in something called Hello JavaScript, and you can see doing it this way, it will both create a new directory called Hello JavaScript and make the project name Hello JavaScript, which is good. So we do finish. It says directory does not exist. That's good. It's going to create it. That's what we want. And so now we've got this Hello JavaScript directory with no files inside it. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is to create the JavaScript file. So we can do propeller n, and then we can say file, and then we can say JavaScript. And then this thing should be called hello javascript.js. So now we got that file. So let's do console.log hello javascript. And that's our JS file. Okay, and so the next thing we want to do is to create the HTML. So propeller n file HTML file hello javascript.html. Okay, this gives our HTML, and we have to insert a script tag, usually inside the head, somewhere near the bottom of the head. So we'll say script source equals, and here's a cool thing IntelliJ does. You can note that once I typed source equals and then I had the quotation mark, it not only inserted two quotation marks, but it also popped up a window saying, are there any files in this directory that you'd like me to insert for you? And in fact, the first one is. So I'm just going to do a carriage return to say insert that JavaScript. Then I'll go forward one, and I'm just going to type the right angle bracket, and then IntelliJ is smart enough to complete the whole thing for me. So you can see with relatively few keystrokes, we get what we want. Okay, so there's our HTML and our JavaScript. Now the neat thing is that if we move the cursor over to the right, you can see this little set of three browsers appears, and that's basically saying, hey, do you want to preview this HTML file with any of these browsers, and we do. Let's select the Chrome icon. So we'll click that, and unfortunately it doesn't appear in, I have to move this from my cinema display down here, but this is the file. This is the page that opens, and if we do propeller meta option J to show the console, you can see that in fact it executed the JavaScript file as part of loading that page, and we're done. Okay. So if we wanted to iterate, basically we go back to this JavaScript file, and I'll do like a control or a command left, no, a control left arrow. That enables me to go back and forth between two tabs, by the way. And I can say something like hello JavaScript 2, and then I can do a propeller E to go back and forth between the two files that I've been looking at. And then once I'm here, I can move the mouse over, but we don't really want to do that in general, so if we actually hold it over there, we'll see that it's Option F2 to actually display that. Anyway, I clicked it for that time, and now you can see that we've reevaluated that page, which reevaluates the JavaScript, reloads the JavaScript, and we get this second message. Okay, so I think that is all that we need to actually show you. And so if we go back to Chrome and find the right window, that's how you set up a JavaScript project. So go ahead, do it, spend the 2 minutes just so you've stepped through this, because you're going to be creating these projects all the time in these subsequent experiences. It pays to spend a couple minutes practicing.